Namaskar, everybody. Today is the day of Shiva. It is MahaShivaratri, the darkest night of the year. So it has a very special significance in our culture. So today, let's talk about the importance of MahaShivaratri. So tomorrow is it's called Onshi, okay, a no moon day, and this night just before the no moon day is celebrated as MahaShivaratri. In every month, this day is called Shivaratri. Okay, we don't celebrate that in our culture, but it is referred as Shivaratri. But on this particular day, it is called MahaShivaratri, means the greatest Shivaratri. Now, there are different mythologies about its origin, but I don't want to go into those things because those are just beliefs. I want you to know the significance of Shivaratri from practical perspective, from your own inner experience. So I will be talking in more realistic terms. Okay, what it means, what does Shiva mean, and when we celebrate Shivaratri, what does it mean? Why do we need to do it? Okay. So in our culture, MahaShivaratri is celebrated. It is one of the biggest festivals. There is also a holiday observed on this day, and particularly women, they worship Shiva for various reasons. In mythologies, generally referred stories that, of course, they want to get a husband who is like Shiva, who is like Mahadeva, that character. So women worship Shiva. Okay, and on this night, so in the past, when we were living in the village, it would be a big celebration. There would be a big fire called dhuni, all night, that would go all night, a big fire. Okay, and everybody would stay awake on this night. So there would be some activities, there would be some cooking, and so many things that would keep you awake. So these days you don't have those kind of activities, so there is no point in forcing yourself to be awake all night. Okay, there is no reason. If there are no activities or to engage yourself, how can you just stay awake? You'll fall asleep. Okay, so don't force yourself to be awake. There is no reason for doing that, because this is just a symbolic day for celebration. Okay. No, of course there is some, there is a better inner atmosphere on this particular day, but not necessarily only on this day. There are Shivaratri, as I told you, every month, so you can utilize those things. Basically, the importance of Shivaratri in general is that on this night, it is one of the darkest night in terms of the moon. Okay, so when there is no moon, it is one of the darkest night. Okay, and why this moon is associated, for these things is moon has Moon affects our mind, our thought process. There is a cyclical variation in our thoughts. You need to understand. Okay? If we measure our brain activity, there are different cycles. Okay? And one is, I'm sure, I don't know if there have been research of that kind or not, but I'm sure there would be at least one signal that would correlate well with the cycles of the moon. Okay, so generally it is believed that during the full moon day our mind is the most active. So obviously around the day of no moon, so when there is no moon, the mind is least active. Okay, so on this day you can turn inward, and you have a larger possibility, bigger possibility to understand the Shiva Tattva, the element of Shiva, what it is. If you close your eyes and look within, on this day or night, your mind is relatively at peace, so you will be able to see better compared to other days. So that is the most important significance of MahaShivaratri. Okay, what you can do is, on this night at least, you can close your eyes and reflect upon or try to understand what is Shiva Tattva, what exactly it means, and why it is important, why we need to worship Shiva Tattva. So let me make this clear to you. Okay, so to understand Shiva Tattva, you need to understand the nature of space. Okay, because space is the closest of Shiva Tattva. Okay, you can call the all-pervading space in which all this physical manifestation is there. That empty space, that vast empty space that has neither any beginning nor any ending, is called Shiva Tattva. Okay, it is that which is unmanifest, or it is that which is not. It is nothingness. Okay, not exactly space, but it is nothingness, because even the space is perceived in that nothingness. So try to understand Shiva Tattva physically like this. Okay, and Shiva is the last point of the physical existence. Okay, just before the beginning of the creation, right? It is not a big concept to understand. Just before the beginning of this creation, huge creation, what was there? You can understand there was nothing, absolutely nothing. Is it hard for you to understand? There was absolutely nothing. Okay, and that is referred as the Shiva Tattva, and that is still here, right? How can it go anywhere? That nothingness, that emptiness that pervades everywhere is still here. Where can it go? And that is within you also, and that is what you need to realize, because it is possible to realize that inside you. That tattva is within you also. Like in every physical object, there is a space, there is that nothingness, isn't it so? That nothingness is called Shiva. And now, when I say nothingness, when I say space, your mind will tell you that, oh, that's not exciting. I don't like that. Space, nothing, just nothing. Why should I worry about that? I'm here to get something. I'm here to win. I'm here to possess everything. That is what you believe right now. But you need to understand that space, that nothingness is the place from where all these things come. So that is the source of everything. So the point is that if you get to that source, it means you have everything. You will feel that you are complete, because you are in that space of nothingness. Everything is yours. There is no distinction between you and me, this person, that thing, something. No, that object, this object. There is absolutely no distinction, because that space is everywhere. It is so thin, it is just everywhere. That's why we need to realize this principle of existence that is referred to as the Shiva Tattva. So it is, Shiva is referred as the ultimate of the physical existence. You need to understand this. Shiva is not a person, okay? It is a quality, it is that space. In our scriptures, Shiva is depicted as a person, so that people can relate in certain terms and they can understand. Okay? Because to really need to understand space, you need to have some intellect also. You need to have a sharp intellect. Only then you can understand space. For many people, they will not be able to comprehend this space of nothingness. Okay, that's why for those people, an image is created. The Lord Shiva's image, who has a moon here, a snake on his neck, and he wears tiger skin, and he wears Vashma, called the ash, all over his body. So these all are symbolic. Okay, there was never in this universe a person like Shiva. You need to understand. Okay, of course there are people who has that quality of Shiva. Still there are many. Okay, there is no doubt about that. But there was no person called Shiva that walked on this planet. You need to understand this. Okay, this is just a story that was written or that was conceived to make you understand what exactly is Shiva Tattva. That is the basis. Okay, so as I told you, Shiva is the ultimate of the physical existence. So it is still physical. Okay, And to make it clear, we also need to understand another tattva, or that tattva which is little higher than Shiva tattva, okay, and that is the awareness, that is the consciousness. And that tattva in our culture is referred as the Chaitanya or Ananda. Some people also call Krishna tattva. It is basically, whatever be the name, it is that awareness or that Ananda, that blissfulness that you feel, okay, is referred to as that awareness or Ananda, Chaitanya, okay. And you can only experience Chaitanya, you must pass through Shiva, okay. That is why it is called the God of the God. Shiva is called Mahadev. He is the God of the God, and he is the ultimate of the physical. If you want to reach that non-physical awareness, so awareness is non-physical, okay, it cannot be measured, it cannot be perceived, because that is the perceiver itself. How can that be perceived? So to realize that awareness, you need to pass through Shiva tattva. Without meeting Shiva, you cannot realize your awareness. You cannot realize who you really are. Okay, that's why we worship Shiva. If you worship Shiva, if you focus your attention towards that nothingness, towards that space, that emptiness, if you soak upon that space, you realize your existence, and you realize the connection between your awareness and this physical world that is manifest within that field of awareness. That is the only importance of Shivaratri. Okay? So, whatever you do, you go to a Shiva temple or not, there is always an opportunity to experience Shiva. You don't need to go anywhere. Shiva is already within you. At any time of the day, you can close your eyes and realize that Shiva tattva within you. Whenever you are feeling peaceful, you will know it. When you are disturbed, no, not the best time. You will not be able to experience that. Okay. One downside of the Shiva tattva is that, if your mind is too active, in the beginning you may feel fearful. When you experience that space, that nothingness, some people can even get depressed. You need to understand this, okay? So it has to be a gradual shift. You cannot face that space directly. There has to be a gradual transition. So, but you can safely ignore that fear. You need to accept that empty space within you, that is Shiva tattva. Okay? Okay. This much for today, because I cannot talk more than 20 minutes. Okay? So, happy Shivaratri. May God Shiva manifest tonight within you. Hare